Alright guys, thank you for clicking on the video. So we're out here in Las Vegas, obviously. If you haven't watched the channel before, guys, I do like a lot of Corvette content, off-road around Las Vegas, actually do some custom Sleepy Eye kits, but I also attend a lot of shows around Las Vegas. Somebody's hitting the anti-lag. So come with me while we check out the Vegas AutoFest. This is out by Red Rock. Should be a cool event, guys, so stick around. You're watching Night Drive TV. So guys, I have to voice over a bit of this because where this boat was, there was a bunch of music and I'm going to get a copyright violation. So in the beginning, we have a lot of Porsches and we were met with an RWB. This is a great looking build. Nakai's son, if I recall his name, he builds these kits in Japan and he will actually install them on site. So it's a pretty rare sighting to see one of these. And so it's basically all the flares, the body, he installs everything, but very cool color. These builds tend to be maxed out and extreme, as you can see, all inside out, very unique. He will have idlers on the tires there. There's the idlers. It's like a racing series in Japan, but very cool looking car, great color, perfect fitment, of course. So we got a good start so far. It's kind of all over from this golf course, so we're gonna keep taking a walk and see what we can find here. Can you hear me, babe? I'm lonely. I know you wanna talk, but just pick up the phone. We could go for a walk, talk about the things we know. So we have the Daytona Orange C8. We have a couple air-cooled 914s. Here's a V6, the wide-body one. Yep, more Porsches up front. This is kind of an air-cooled show, I guess you could say, but there's a big mix, and you'll see ahead Lamborghinis, Chiron, Mclaren P1. Some nice mix so far. This is a GT350. It has the carbon wheel option. That's pretty nice. A lot of carbon options over here. Here. So just a small collection of Mustangs here, but this girl's going to touch the mirror and fatal error. Boom.
Why do people touch? Please don't touch my car. What is it? Excuse me. I guess I gotta put these everywhere.
Who did it? Who did it? Who's guilty?
She touched it.
You touched it. Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Dude, I'm not being a dick.
You're being a dick. Come on. Come on. Yeah, you're the dick. Touching a car. Okay, come on. Really?
So guys, in fairness, when you are at a car show, you shouldn't touch anybody's car because dust and just sand or anything on your finger can scratch the paint of a very expensive paint job, the clear coat, or the clear coat on carbon fiber. So, you know, that being said, if you have your car in a public show, you have to expect these things happen. She clearly didn't understand what she'd done wrong. Just be reasonable, guys. Yenko? Yeah, it is a Yenko. Yenko, as I recall, was a dealer in Pennsylvania, actually, I think it was, and they did a lot of dealer option cars and kind of really became known for them. I could be wrong. My history on old Chevrolet is a little rusty. So folks, don't be misled. There's very few vintage cars in this show. It's actually, the most of it was exotics, kind of modern stuff that you'll see ahead, but there was a section of VW buses and some older air-cooled stuff. But I'm going to go check out these two Porsches. These are 964s, I believe, and let's go check these out. Pretty cool cars.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away? Show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder.
That's kind of like the Singer type of lights on the front there.
Just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain?
So, you know, pretty much any rally treatment to a Porsche, lots of fans out there love the kind of lifted off-road kind of Targa approach. But this is a twin turbo Huracan. Didn't see who the builder was, maybe on the plate. Sheepy out in California builds a lot of these. I actually built forced induction systems for a very long time, probably over 10 years. Would love to probably do a Lambo someday or something similar, but loved this color. It was a wrap, obviously, kind of a desert tan. So pretty cool scheme though. Wheels, faces matched, red calipers. And then you can see in the wheel kind of a white. Great combo. So here we see a Dino Ferrari. For a long time these were kind of the bastard Ferraris, but they've skyrocketed in value. They were named after Enzo Ferrari's son, who had died, had a Fiat motor in them, and that's why people didn't really like them. But jumping over, cool colored like mint, kind of a mint green, kind of has that, I don't know, that rally touring type of feel. HREs. These girls were walking around on these crazy legs, stilts things. I don't know. I think I would have preferred them just walking around in their outfits. They kind of walked kind of funny, but they were in front of a 720S. Had a really cool wrap color on it as well. And I mean, let me tell you, down in these tunnels, these air tunnels, the wrap has got to be tough. But I love the eye socket approach on the 720s, air intake and kind of air management around. But man, wrapping down into that air channel along the door could not be fun. So, but great looking scheme. Not sure of the color. If anybody knows the wrap color, please comment. But titanium exhaust, of course, active aero. Really love the 720. So then we jump around to the 812 Superfast, and this is, you know, Ferrari's grand touring car. It's an all-motor, naturally aspirated V12, and this is a great car, and I really, you know, it's on my list, to be honest with you, unless it drives terribly, which I have never driven one. But first-gen NSX on some Volks. Great looking car, obviously going way up in value in recent years, and will continue to, I'm sure. Here's another kind of a teal Porsche, but this kind of gives you a feel. In the last couple shots here, I had to switch my camera down to 1080, and I was having problems with the ND filter that I had purchased. You can see kind of some shading up in the corner, and so had a little bit of limitations. The sun on the camera was shutting it down, so I had to go down to 1080. But on the main golf course area here, we see an Evo. Obviously, even the Evos are going up in value. 4G63, can't deny those cars. But so here we have a pair of F8 Tributeo Ferraris. These are 3.9 liter, like twin turbo cars. Pretty quick. They say the 488 Pista is faster, more focused, but cool car. So here we're looking at a little JDM flavor. Obviously, love the fender mirrors from those early JDM cars. But this R32 GTR I've seen around. Great looking car. You still get these for about 50, I think 45, 50. So definitely the time to buy one of those. White Testarossa, can't beat that. Actually had an 86 high pillar mirror car. And check this out real quick. So rare Dodge Stealth sighting. These in the 3000 GTs, again, going up in value if they're original. I got a few random cars here, but spotted this BMW. Great looking wide body kit. Very cool scheme. I mean, it may be a printed wrap. It doesn't seem very glossy like paint, but it definitely looks like some type of print. But awesome fitment. Just a cool looking car. This is a club. I've seen them around. This BRZ or 86, whichever, has I guess a rocket bunny kit. Fitment was not solid, but the Uruses, spotted this Urus up at Dream Racing, guys. I'm doing a lot of videos up at Dream Racing, a lot of local incentives. So if you subscribe to the channel, we're probably going to try and drive one of those Uruses. But here we see what is that, a Ferrari FF, and then a Grand Sport AMG GT here. Really like AMG GTs. Had a little camera issue here. Let me fix that. But yeah, V8 bi-turbo, as you can see. These are affordable. You know, they're getting there. So it's a car I've been watching, but some forged carbon. And then obviously I see the MP412C in the background. Now here's a good example. A little kid, he loves this car. Look, he's infatuated. He's like, man, I got to get into this thing. And so that's just the nature of the show, guys. If your car's there, it's going to get touched. So, but I love the MP412Cs. I feel like they're like what the NSX could have been, but that said, I just drove the NSX. There's going to be a video on that. Super cool car, but epitome of 80s, 90s styling. These were super iconic, though. 007, James Bond movie, had the earlier version. This is the Esprit. This is the V8 version, but they did have a twin-turbo 4-cylinder. I believe it was twin-turbo. And this was the V8 latter version, I guess you should say. But for the 90s, crazy car. Can't deny the lipstick approach with the Aston Martins. And then we kind of get into Corvette corner. Grand Sport here, a couple Stingrays. Just kind of a Corvette crew. And then, of course, Spot. I feel like, this is just such a thing. The McDonald's sponsorship, I'm not sure. I see a lot of Corvette guys do this one way or another. Kind of takes on the F8 Tributeo headlight look with the red over, but not my thing. So kind of a Merc corner here. Love these cars. I can't remember what W112, 221, something like that, but love these long body, like 2002, 3, 4-ish Benzes. So cool corner. A couple of just kind of this and that sitting around. Gallardo, anytime I see a Gallardo, I look for the manual gearbox, because this is going to be kind of a very desirable car if you can get one with a manual. And this was the E-Gear car, of course. I always check, though, because they're going to be collectibles. And a Rapid Blue C8, this was a pretty popular color. I think with the right build, wide body, black tire wheels, rather. Just another scheme. Super cool. What is this? 991 turbo. I can't keep track of this. So many different Porsches. But here was a little bit of a Mopar gang over here. Obviously, lighting huge on these cars, these Chargers and Challengers. People love the lighting schemes and whatnot. Obviously, bag 392 Hemi. Cool car. Big brake kit, it looks like. So done pretty well. So Shelby Cobra here. AC Cobra. A lot of kit cars available for these. Nice classic look, though. So here is actually an SF90 and another Evolution within Ferrari. Very aggressive front end, very cool. But that's when I spotted the Pandem Kit FC RX-7. Love these kits. It was a little bit of a rough car, but overall, I mean, he worked to get the kit on there. I wasn't a huge fan of the TriStars on there. I was having a little camera issue there. Thought this was an ACR at first, but it's just kind of a Gen 5 with a wing and some canards there. We got into a little Honda space here, and then I spotted what I thought was an M345. That's M3 4-door 5-speed. Definitely the later E36. That's the one you want. It has the light colored. Doesn't look like Vader's. Couldn't tell. But that's definitely a cool car. Underappreciated. Early RSX Type S here. I think it was a Type S. I didn't really look closely, but definitely Mugen front bumper. Mugen hood, it looks like, all carbon. Have some canards on there, and Mugen wing, it looks like. Stance is a little not my thing, but Project Mu brakes and whatnot, so that was pretty impressive. And then we came upon the Mclaren P1, and these are always great to see in person. These are $1 million cars. Obviously, this kid, he's going to climb onto it. He wants to ride it. But these are great, and it's in race mode right now. It has a hydraulic active suspension, active rear aero. These are just something to appreciate. Obviously, big-time collectors, and they sit them out here. But next to the Senna, British Racing Green, this car is very functional in terms of aero efficiency, swan neck rear wing. This is just, the details of this tub and what the McLaren did to develop this car. It's just all their technology. But kind of has that 720S eye socket approach. Super aero efficient, kind of an acquired taste in terms of its styling. It's kind of like Perrier water, maybe. Something you would have to, some people will love it, some people will learn to love it, but obviously to drive it, monster on a racetrack, and has a license plate. Next to that, the Bugatti Chiron. The Chiron is the evolution of the Bugatti Veyron, but these headlights, these are the very headlights that inspired my Corvette Sleepy Eye headlight kit that I've developed and I've sold through my YouTube channel for the C5 Corvette. Lots more products, but I use supercars to inspire me. Pagani's are always just a huge collection of carbon and titanium and amazing things. hard to really beat what Pagani brings to the table, quite honestly. Just next level. So after that, we go through kind of a lineup of some functional race cars up in this area. 996s, 997s and whatnot. There's Caymans, things like that. So pretty cool to see cars that actually get used to their max potential. But what was interesting up in here, I didn't really investigate this car super close, but this is an old Ferrari Le Mans car from I think the early 70s is roughly when these ran. I think they were called the P3/4. Don't hold me to that, but Glickenhaus, who is running in WEC now, in LMDH and whatnot, he wanted Ferrari to build him a car like this for 24 hours in Nürburgring. They didn't want to, so it led to him developing his entire brand, really. So check out Glickenhaus Racing. He's been kind of taking on the big dogs. Toyota and Peugeot is coming back in, so he's a privateer, but obviously more Porsches. This was very much, I think, a VW Porsche show for the most part. Lots of great cars here, so if you're a Porsche fan, obviously catch this one next year. But came up on an old mid-year Corvette here, LS swapped. Looks like it has C5 brakes on it. May have a chassis under it, not sure. Pretty clean overall. Old valve covers on the LSs kind of make them look not too bad, you know what I mean, even though you can tell it's a fuel-injected motor. This was also LS swapped here. Didn't really investigate what particularly was happening, but you can kind of get a somewhat vintage look with the aftermarket. So from this point, I kind of explore around some Taycans here. Obviously the all-electric, kind of the Panamera, but electric for Porsche. These are super fast from what I understand on the street. Chris Harris, I remember he reviewed one. He said it's just too much, too fast. But this is kind of a 996. Looks like GT3 RS or GT3 headlights. Not sure if that's a kit on there. 356s, speedsters, things like that. As the heat was rising, there was just something happening with my camera. I was kind of hurrying along. But you can see more vintage Porsches along the hillside here. 930 was that slant nose. Again, I'm not a Porsche aficionado. I wouldn't say. I knew a little bit about them, but not a ton. People parking in the bunker, just getting a little angle there. I love this combo. This yellow Porsche next to this kind of teal metallic Evora was a great color combo, and I thought they looked great sitting together. I really like Evoras. I'd like to drive one. Obviously, it's like a V6 Camry motor, essentially, but tuned by Lotus and whatnot. Very reliable. Kind of an NSX of the modern era. So here, where have all the Murcielagos gone? I mean, I kind of miss them. Great kind of slate gray looking battleship gray scheme. I don't know. I want yellow calipers and black wheels. I can't help it. Huracan Performante, I believe. Great looking car. I've seen this car driving around, and man, they're just really aggressive. Great looking car. So as I head this way, this guy's static. Do you think? No, he ain't static. So yeah, I'm going to head over by these VWs and kind of wrap up this area of the show. Great show, guys. You're going to want to get there next year if you get the chance. So that about wraps it up, guys. I'm going to head over by the old VW buses and some air-cooled Beetles and things like that to kind of close it out. So I appreciate you watching. Throw me a like if you can and a comment down below, and obviously sub to the channel. I do a lot of different events around Las Vegas. And we'll be at SEMA, of course, and things like that with multiple cameras. And obviously, I do Corvette parts and Corvette content and a lot up at Dream Racing that could lead to incentives for locals. So stick around, guys, and thank you for watching the video. So again, there was a band playing in the background. I wanted to avoid the copyright, but man, they had a huge collection. Well, I'd say huge, but a very good collection of VW buses. They were all very clean, very well kept, and you know, these are obviously for this era very iconic looking, but you know, I'm not much an enthusiast of these. Some Carmen Gias over here, as you can see, but there's definitely a cult following for these, and they're worth, you know, they're worth good value. I mean, I kind of poke into this one. Very cool for the time, and obviously still functional now. I used to watch a YouTuber that went from the bottom of South America all the way up to Alaska, and he's got quite a channel. He's out there. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what the name was. I'll tell you when I think of it. But yeah, a few collection of air-cooleds over here. I found this Corvair down in the corner. But I just kind of scanned through here, guys. I'm not a huge VW guy, but I can appreciate obviously well kept and kind of well restored versions of these vehicles. But kind of made my way through the crowd. They did have a band playing off to the right here. They had some awards happening. Carmen Diaz, again, more of those. And then I kind of spotted this very interesting, very rare vehicle here, which was the Mitsubishi Starion. And this is a turbo, and these are definitely going up in value if they're clean and well kept. This was the Conquest TSI. Again, DSM, Diamond Star Motors, was the conglomerate of Mitsubishi and kind of Dodge. And so they had the Conquest and the Starion, which were the combination. But yeah, I saw this Corvair in the distance, which I was like, well, that looks interesting. Corvair is obviously being that rear-engined Chevrolet from back in the day that Ralph Nader said was unsafe at any speed. They had the gas tank in the front, I believe, but this is kind of like a bomber, military, very mixed up type of genre, but cool. Certainly unique going down the road, and had some different artwork around it, and good access to the rear, and obviously, somebody's passion project, and hey, it's to each his own, but very cool looking iteration for sure, and cool paint job, great looking paint job, and even some, looks like a flag on rear window, probably signifies something, I would imagine, to the owner. But I was hoping to get a better shot of this. Kind of wanted to show you. It was on front, but the glare got me. But this Humboldt, something like that. But yeah, cool stuff. So another cool bus here, riding static as well. Probably is in this case. But that wraps the show, guys. I kind of grabbed this last one. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you around Las Vegas.